Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're taking a look at the 1991 Peugeot 205 Rallye. Now this is a variant of the 205 which was produced between 1983 and 1998, with 5.3 million being built, with this version being produced between 1988 and 1992, with more than 30,000 being made, despite Peugeot's initial estimates that they'd only sell around 5,000. And yeah, this was positioned as a cost-effective alternative to the 205 GTI, meaning it's less expensive to buy but also easier to maintain. And they did this by completely stripping it of almost all soundproofing, as well as electrical systems and other luxury items, which not only made it easier to maintain but also a lot lighter. And yeah, they also implemented the car with a smaller engine than the GTI, which they took from a lesser, more inexpensive version of the 205. But the crucially did some important work to it. So yeah, it's a 1.3 litre inline 4 engine producing 99 horsepower and 87 pounds-feet of torque. Now the engine was originally a 1.1 litre engine, but they increased the bore on it, and also gave it sports camshaft and twin Weber carburetors. So yeah, the original 1.1 litre engine produced around 59 horsepower, so yeah, a good 40 horsepower extra. But obviously, even though that isn't the most amount of horsepower you see from a hot hatchback, it crucially only weighs 1,742 pounds, thanks to all of that weight saving measures and obviously the lack of general equipment. And yeah, they also gave it the front disc brakes from the 1.6 litre GTI, as well as the front suspension, as well as the rear axle with drum brakes from the 1.6 litre GTI. So yeah, the underpinnings are pretty much like a GTI. It's got a little bit less power, but also it's got a lot less in the way of weight. And yeah, I really rather do like this car. It's a simple automotive engineering, but put to a sports car kind of outlook, really. And yeah, it's great. So yeah, there's not much in terms of interior, as you can see. You've only got a heater, and yeah, you don't have aircon, you don't have a radio, you don't even have a glove box, for instance. And yeah, you've got widening down windows as well. So yeah, very Spartan interior, but that plays into its favour, really, because yeah, this is easily one of the lightest hot hatchbacks out there, especially on this game. But it's not impractical either. It's still got a decent sized boot, and yeah, you got plenty of room in the rear there as well for any passengers. So yeah, this is a really smart looking car as well. I like the little bit of extra detail to with the decals. And I actually think the steel wheels actually make it look a little bit more sporty as well, because they're body coloured. And in talking about colour, these were only available in white in mainland Europe. They were eventually sold in the UK in 1994, but they were worse. They were available in more colours, but they had less power, and yeah, were basically a rebadged version of another model. So yeah, I wouldn't bother with one of them if you're ever going to be looking for one of these. They did actually make a 1.9 litre version of this, but they only sold around 1,000 of those, and yeah, you didn't get much extra power, and it actually weighed more than this. So again, this is the version to go for if you're looking for something that's a bit different to a standard GTI. And yeah, I'd highly recommend it if you can, because yeah, it's easily one of my favourite hot hatchbacks on this game. But to see how good it is, we're actually going to have to take it out onto the open road and see what it can do. So yeah, with that amount of horsepower, even with the lack of weight, this is hardly the fastest of vehicles out there. But that really doesn't matter, because it's all about the driving experience with a car like this. And yeah, this is a car that offers up a great driving experience on the whole, really. So yeah, I'm just going to let you listen to the engine for a bit, because it is easily one of the best parts of this car.
You have arrived at your destination.
So yeah, it's got a really nice raw sounding engine to it. Doesn't feel like it's been, you know, managed or anything like that to make that noise. It's just, yeah, pure engine and nothing else. And yeah, I really do like the sound of it. And yeah, the acceleration is fairly decent as well for a sub 100 horsepower car. 0 to 60 in 9.6 seconds, 0 to 125 seconds, and it goes to top speed of 121 miles an hour. And I know that acceleration sounds really rather woeful. In fact, it's not 60 times actually slower than a Ford Fiesta XR2 from 10 years prior, but only by 0.2 of a second, and this actually wipes the floor with that Fiesta in terms of 0 to 100 time, as that Fiesta is 14 seconds slower to 100, and it can only do about 107 miles an hour. So yeah, this is better than that car, but it's not just about being better than the competition, because obviously this would have been outclassed by other modern hot hatchbacks from the time. A Golf GTI, for instance, would have easily wiped the floor with this in terms of horsepower, because yeah, at the end of the day, this is just a fun, lightweight, sports orientated vehicle, and yeah, done on the cheap as well, which is no bad thing, because yeah, not everybody can afford an expensive top of the line hot hatchback. A lot of people just want a car that is, you know, usable on a day-to-day basis, but also fun to drive, and this accomplishes both of those aspects fine, to be honest. And yeah, it's not just in terms of acceleration that this car is good at, even if it's not as good as other vehicles. It's handling as well. There's loads of grip up front. It's really difficult to get this car to understeer a great deal. You're just hanging on there no matter what. And then because it's got front ventilated disc brakes and not much in the way of weight, it stops fairly easily as well. So yeah, it's a really good car, this. Granted, I bet a lot of people would have preferred the GTI version of this to be on the game, but considering this is, you know, a far rarer, far lesser known version of the 205, I'm really glad it's on the game. And I'm even more glad it's on the game when you consider this is only the third Peugeot road car that we've ever had on a Forza game before. Now, we've had the T16 version of this 205 before. We even have it on this game, which is basically the rally, a road version of the rally car, mid-engine, all-wheel drive and the like. And then we've only ever had also the Peugeot 306, which is GTI, which is utterly woeful. It's easily one of my least favourite cars ever on a Forza game. Luckily it's not on this game, but yeah, we've only ever had those two before, so it's finally a nice thing to have another Peugeot road car, because obviously we've had race cars from Peugeot as well, but it's really nice to have another road car, and it's been a long time coming, and yeah, highly recommend getting it. You only have to do a free race championship to get it, and it's well worth getting because it's easily one of the more fun basic vehicles out there. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.